Broadcasting live from the Iltv studios located here at University Drive. Welcome once again to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Moncur. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm also a member of the local Catholic Christian community. My spiritual advisor, praise the Lord, is Bradley Road. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And today happens to be Thursday, the 23rd of May, 2024. Well, in the western part of the island, a community of very, very wealthy people, Old Fort Bay, there is a bank called the Royal Bank of Canada. Well, this afternoon, two Negro gunmen attempted to rob that bank, but they were not successful. And the next thing they knew, the police was on their case. And there was a powerful, powerful chase. Take it from me, the modern technology, the good vehicles, the training of the police, they captured one of the gunmen because they chased them until they crashed. And when they crashed, one of the Negro man, due to his youth and agility, he was able to escape. But the other Negro fella, he was up against some police officers who knew how to run the marathon. So he is captured, he's arrested, the police has the car, no money has been stolen, no one has been shot, and they are in hot pursuit of the other Negro fella. So that's the breaking news. As you would recall that on Tuesday, I think it was, there was an armed robbery at another Royal Bank of Canada, well, close to the Royal Bank of Canada, Lowe's Pharmacy, where two securities was shot. I'm hearing reports that they both had surgery and they are doing very well. So these are some of the complexities with crime in our nation. Meanwhile, people in Bimini are upset with a development that is taking place that they think will challenge the mangra, okay? And when I say mangra, I don't mean mango. I mean mangra. You know mangra? The swampy area where the fish, the conch, and lobster go to cohabitate and make young ones. This is Freedom March, a wonderful day in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King.
Morning, a high-stakes hearing island that they all say they didn't.
The national law, you can be
Weapons trafficking bag on her weapons. Brian Hagerich
and with all of this stuff.
Weapons trafficking. 45-year-old Sharita Greer detained just 8 days ago on
Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monka, and news are coming out of Bimini that the people of Bimini are very upset over a major construction which is taking place. It involves a new resort called Banyan Tree. It's Banyan Tree Resorts and Resident, if I'm saying the name correctly, in which they are building their hotel in an area where there have been lots of mangroves. And you know, the mangrove, based on our teaching, is a place where fish and lobster and other marine life come to spawn, come to mate, come to reproduce and give birth. And if you affect the mangroves, well, then it will affect your fishing industry. And the people of Bimini are now concerned that there has been a lot of destruction of the mangoes. And you know, there has been a lot of talk about growing mangoes and how mangoes contribute to getting rid of a lot of carbon or carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and how you can sell the fact that you have lots of carbon credit. So it's one big confusion. People are upset over it. They want the government to intervene. They want the resort to stop, because Bimini is in danger of losing one of the biggest fishing industry in this part of the world. And if that should happen, the kind of tourists that they're familiar with, the old kind of tourists, the tourists who are interested in marine life, fishing, and, you know, saving the atmosphere, saving the environment, will no longer come. And that, in effect, will be terrible for the people of Bimini. So these are some of the complaints that we are having, and it will be interesting to see how this turns out. I think I'll turn to my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll. I am certain, with all the things happening in the country, he must have got a good scripture for us today. Bradley Roll, welcome.
Thank you so much, Santa, today, and as always. But we're going back to Judaism. We're going to go back to the Old Testament to see what lessons we can learn from the way God dealt with his people, the Israelites. We're going to go to the book of Leviticus chapter 10, and we're going to look at how very specific and precise God is when he gives instructions. Well, when he gave instructions back then to the people of Israel in particular, we're going to look at a story with Aaron's sons, Nadab and Abihu. And so God had told them to offer some sacrifice to him, and he was very specific as to how it should be offered. And I think they did something that they weren't supposed to do, so let's follow the story. Brief story, but a very powerful lesson to learn from it, and how specific God is when he gives commands. Leviticus 10, 1 to 3, the death of Nadab and Abihu. It says from chapter 10, is that correct? Yes, chapter 10, 1 through 3. It says, Aaron's sons, Nadab and Abihu, took their censers And they put fire in them and added incense. Note that, that's very important. They added something to it. They added something to the fire. They added incense. And they offered unauthorized fire before the Lord, contrary to his command. It's very important. It says in verse number 2, and so fire came down out from the presence of the Lord and it consumed them. And they died before the Lord. And Moses then said to Aaron, this is what the Lord spoke of when he said, among those who approach me, I will be proved holy, and in the sight of all the people, I will be honored. Then the Bible says Aaron remained silent. He lost two of his sons due to their disobedience to the commands. Flip back for me, please, Mr. Producer, so I can make this quick point. See, the thing is here, Sandra, is that God had asked them to offer particular sacrifice, incense, and particular fire, that is, forgive me, and they added incense to the fire. And when they did that, the scripture says it was unauthorized because God didn't tell them to do that. That's
very, very significant. They were burning something.
Yeah, and they go and add incense to it.
And they add another kind of drugs to it. This is a powerful piece of scripture, Mr. Spiritual Advisor.
And they offered it. See, and what they did in offering it was unauthorized. So when they offered to God, boy, I tell you, Jehovah is something else.
It's very interesting.
He says that he will be honored.
It reminds me of my neighbor, who it is alleged was smoking some marijuana dope, and somebody added mothball.
Wow.
And my neighbor has gone crazy from then to now.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you being allowed to light a fire, but you add
something to it.
Yeah,
they were not supposed to do that.
It's a powerful scripture.
Absolutely.
That scripture to fight against the legalization of dope.
Nehemiah chapter 10, 1-3. Thank you so much, Mr. Medusa. The word of God is very quick and powerful and always blessed. Amen.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Yeah,
what a wonderful scripture.
Powerful indeed.
As my spiritual advisor read that scripture, I found it amazing because in my community, I'm not going to say that God authorized any of those young men to light up a joint, light up a spliff, but those who have claimed that they were doing it in Jah's name, the next thing we know, they start adding mothball and other substances. Mind you, lighting up a spliff, lighting up a long joint is already against the law. And I maintain it is sacrilege when you say that you are doing it in the name of Almighty Jehovah. But that is what they have been doing. And then the next thing we learn is they have been adding other substances which just blow your brains open. And the next thing you know, you could become crazy for a minute, crazy for 2 minutes, crazy forever. So this is what we are faced with. It's the works of the devil, nevertheless. I'm going to invite my spiritual advisor to look at this piece of ad. And let's pay this to Money Max, my spiritual advisor.
All right, great. Let's do this Money Max ad. Everybody needs money always. Send money internationally and locally through Western Union with Money Max. Download the Money Max app today to send cash instantly to a family member or friend, anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and also the Google Play Store. Money Max, live your max life.
This is powerful. So we'll be reading ads. I just thought we'll start today off with Money Max. After all, everybody needs money. And if you do need money, it appears that Money Max is the place to go. Now, for some people who are into breaking the law, we have seen that there has been like 2 sets of robbery. And it is interesting to note that the first one, which occurred on Tuesday, they say it was at the Lowe's pharmacy, and 2 security officials, they had orders to take money next door, basically in the same building, just subdivided. And in that same building is where the Royal Bank of Canada is located. And according to the intelligence briefing which I have received as a senior citizen in our country, when they were confronted, there was resistance. And in the course of resisting and attempting to hold on to the money, gunmen shot both men. And I would want to say in an unauthoritative manner, meaning I'm not authorized to say it. I say it merely by virtue of my age, that I want citizens, and particularly those of you who are working as security guard, when the gunman comes and asks for the money, just give them the money, okay? You give them the money so that they can leave peacefully, and then you can call the police. I think it's terrible to resist them, and then you're not successful in your resistance. Why should you try to disarm a young man, and then in the course of your attempt, you're not successful, and the next thing we know, you are shot, and you put the whole society in a panic mood, when perhaps you should just let them carry the people them money. So we had that incident on Tuesday, or should I say Wednesday, and from all indication, the police is in hot pursuit of those two Negro gunmen, both of whom escaped. But today, they went to the west. My God, they went into that beautiful upper class area. That would be Old Fort Bay. They know that at Old Fort Bay is where the wealthy people live. Old Fort Bay and Lyford Key. And so they recognize that if a Royal Bank exists in Old Fort Bay, that must be like the top Royal Bank. But heaven had it that they were not successful. The police was able to foil them, and then there was a huge chase. And it is believed that the gunman may have been driving what is believed to be one of the best gangster vehicle on the island, and that's the Japanese vehicle. But our officers were able to pursue them to the extent that they were compelled to crash their escape vehicle, and the two men, one was captured, and the other one, he break off, run through the bush. And when the police look, according to the intelligence briefing, that fellow was just running through the bush, and he run, and got away. I wondered how come the police didn't have members of the K9 unit with them, and perhaps the Commissioner of Police ought to now assign a German Shepherd dog, a trained dog, with every police officer. But the good news is 2 out of 1 was captured, the other one has escaped. So we are told that the police now is in hot pursuit of the man who has escaped. So that's the breaking news taking place. It's all of a sudden we are now having reports of an increase in robbery. And I want to call on citizens, I want to call on young men not to commit armed robbery. First of all, it is a sin. Second of all, it is against the law. Thirdly, you could end up killing someone, and then that's a capital offense. Then in pursuit, you can end up being shot by the police, and you are killed or seriously injured. So I think we should call on our young men to lay down the guns and to stop the robbery. After all, you don't want to get in trouble with the law. We just saw the other day that a mother and her Negro son were both arrested, where mom and son were in possession of some very, 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 very powerful weapons. So I'm very concerned about that, and I want to call on young men because I know the devil is very busy. The armed robberies you're doing, it would be a sin if you involve your mother in the armed robberies, okay? I think there are a number of people that you should not involve in the armed robbery, okay? I don't think you should involve your wife, your children, your girlfriend, right? I really don't think you should involve your mother. But if you think that your mom should be involved, well, perhaps it's better to ask her to come and rob with you so that the commissioner of police will recognize that she didn't train you. Because if she had done, and you come and say, Mom, keep these guns for me, or Mom, let's do some robbery, or Mom, let's sell some dope today, your mother should draw up and give you a sucker punch. And I'm sorry that I'm promoting domestic violence, but I'm certain God will forgive me, and decent, responsible people will understand why I think that moms, all right, should draw off and give their children a sucker punch. How dare you encourage your mother to sell dope? How dare you encourage your mother to keep weapons? It's against the law and it's disgraceful. So certainly you don't love her. And then of course, Mom obviously don't love you because she should not encourage you to be a part of any level of gangsterism, okay? And I want to appeal to mothers, if you think that your sons should participate in criminal offenses, look, you go rob. Because, take it from me, my mother, I ain't going to jail for her. Now the good thing about it is she is deceased, and so we never got to that, but my mom always knew she would have had to go into jail for herself because I don't go to jail for mothers. I thought I'd say that. Any comments, my spiritual advisor?
No comments.
This is
we can
powerful.
move on. We can move on.
Meanwhile, we are still pursuing the fact that here in the Bahamas, those who are found in possession of weapons are not being punished severely. And you would recall that just the other day, a Negro man and his mom has been found in possession of many, many weapons. And he got about 5 years. We want to look at still at what is happening in the Turks and Caicos and how powerful officials in the United States of America is now attempting to undermine the rule of law in the Turks and Caicos, when the Americans should tell their citizens that if they're going on vacation a week, perhaps 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks before they depart, they should start searching their bags, taking out the illegal weapons and ammunition. Something got to be wrong for the Americans to be using their political might, their military might, their economic might to undermine the rule of law in the Turks and Caicos. It's a damn disgrace, and I want the Americans to stop it. You hear me? It's wrong. This is Freedom March. What a wonderful day in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. God save the Turks and Caicos Island. God save the Bahamas. Be right back after the break. It's powerful today. Welcome back to Freedom Match. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. We're going to play another ad. My spiritual advisor.
Western Air. Western Air. Dreaming of an island escape. Western Air makes it easy. Fly with us to North Heathrow on our daily non-stop flights and enjoy the convenience of affordable fares, top-notch service, and reliable schedules. Whether you're planning a family vacation or a quick getaway, Western Air has you covered. Book your tickets today at westernairbahamas.com and experience the island adventure you've been waiting for. Western Air. Enjoy your journey. It's powerful.
I thank you, my
indeed.
spiritual advisor.
All right.
I thank you very much. So, what else is happening in the country? Let's see what else is happening in the country. Wasn't Michael Pintard to have a launching today, my spiritual advisor?
Yeah, no. Did you see, a couple of days ago, did you see a flyer somewhere?
No, I didn't see any
No.
flyer.
I don't know. Maybe somebody may have sent, SHSS Electrical? All right, yeah, let's do that. Let's do it quickly then.
You see it?
Before we move on.
I can't. Sorry. One more time. I can't tell your location because of your settings. Where would you like to hear the weather for?
You see S? Okay.
Here's what I found.
Okay, great. Now let's move on. SHSS Electrical. Nobody has better prices on electrical supplies than SHSS Electrical. Whether it's Square D products, switches, combos, breakers, breaker panels, electrical wires, and media cans. You'll find everything you need at SHSS Electrical. Dial them at 605-7777 or visit them on Chesapeake Road in the former Minute Muffler building. SHSS Electrical, you can also pick up ceiling fans and outdoor floodlights. SHSS Electrical, located on Mackey Street in the old Minute Muffler building. That's
That's
for you, Sandra.
great. Yeah, so you say you have not heard anything about Michael Pintard's matter?
You know, some things are flying around from early this week. I just can't seem to find it, to be honest with you. I know I saw a flyer that had indicated that he may have been launching
Okay.
that he may have been
Well, as you are aware, there has been controversy involving BPL. BPL has been very inefficient. I do know that on the corner of Augusta Street and Ferguson Street, the light there has been off, which has placed a number of people in danger. And notwithstanding that there has been an appeal to the Member of Parliament, Wade Watson, who we understand made an appeal to the chairman of BPL to correct that lighting problem because it is affecting the CCTV and people are very, very upset. BPL has not done that after over 6 months. It's amazing. It was in that same area that there was that shooting. Up further east from it, but if you were to visit that spot tonight, the light is off. But if BPL were to turn on that light, it will light up that part of Augusta Street and perhaps make resident a little more comfortable. Somebody has to talk to BPL management, and BPL management need better communication, better public relation to tell members of the public why is it acting as if the FNM is still in control and messing it up. After all, it is a new day and something gotta be wrong. that there are citizens who are complaining about that light, and Wade Watson will not go to BPL and curse them out. Simple as that. He should go to BPL and curse them out. Then after that, when the parliament meets, he should get up in the parliament and demand to know from the minister responsible for energy, why is it that that one light BPL cannot fix? And we already had the murder there. All right? So to the old lady who's asked me to raise it, I told you I would raise it, right? So I'm raising it now. Well, let's see what the Prime Minister has to say about BPL, because there has been controversy. And the Prime Minister, he spoke about the load shedding exercise, which left thousands without electricity. So Prime Minister Philip Davis said a solution will be announced in about 2 weeks to introduce reliable, affordable, and sustainable electricity to Bahamians. BPL blamed load shedding exercises over the weekend on the unusually high demand for this time of the year. Prime Minister Davis has said BPL could be divided into 3 separate entities, though details on this plan to separate the company's generation, transmission, and distribution elements have not been disclosed by the administration. We just need to be patient. Within the next 2 weeks or so, Mr. Davis told reporters after a graduation ceremony for an artificial intelligence course yesterday. We have been working assiduously over the last year, 2 years and a half, to find a solution to the aging infrastructures of BPL. We should have a solution that we'll be announcing within the next 2 weeks or so, that no doubt will bring what every Bahamian wants at the end of the day: affordable electricity, reliable electricity, and of course, says the Prime Minister, sustainable electricity. Mr. Davis notes that a contributing factor to BPL's power engines malfunction was that the engines overheated. He linked the excess heat to the negative impact of climate change. The generators generate heat, and when there is heat around, it puts a lot of pressure on the engine, and you do have malfunctions. And we had the other day, the Prime Minister said in a statement on Sunday, BPL said it is hoping to boost its generation capacity by June to meet summer demands. So, we have to then wait. 2 weeks isn't too long. And so now we begin to see every day why perhaps we have to privatize BPL, because the people who have been running it and have been managing it on behalf of the government of the Bahamas has not been able to get it to work. And I use the simple issue of a light that BPL will not repair at the corner of Augusta Street and Ferguson Street in Bainstown. And I'm very concerned about that, because under that not working light is where the government has a CCTV and a part of the national security defense. But that part of Bainstown and Grandstown As the Minister of National Security said, a part of the national security defense is that every CCTV must be working, and we must continue to install new and additional CCTV. But BPL can't fix a light after I know for a fact that the Member of Parliament for Bainstown, Wade Watson, has been asking for the last 6, perhaps 7 months. I think it's disgraceful that they have not been able to do anything about it, and they're very insensitive, very, very insensitive. People need lights so they can feel secure, because there's been a lot of criminal activities in that area, and we all know that just the other day there was a shootout. Some people were driving the government car when they had a shootout. The next thing we know, one Negro man was executed in the middle of the road, and another one apparently made it to the hospital and may have survived. So talk to your Member of Parliament and see whether or not you can get him to do what has to be done. Any comments, my Negro?
Yeah, Senator, while we're on BPL, I do see a public notice here. Looking at the date on this to make sure this is correct, because I think I've seen this exercise done a few years back, maybe 4 years or so ago, I'm thinking. And I saw how long it took to get these generators from Awaki to the Clifton power plant. So BPL, it does seem as if there's a public notice that today and tomorrow. What is today's date?
Today is the 23rd of May.
This must be an old thing, man. This can't be so.
Okay.
Today's the 23rd?
Today's the 23rd.
And Friday's the 24th?
Friday's the 24th.
Okay, so this may be correct. Thursday, May the 23rd, and Friday, May the 24th, between the hours of 6 p.m. and 2 a.m.
What will happen?
2 power plant generators will be transported from Awaki to Clifton Pier.
What time will they do that?
And they're saying they want to please advise the motoring public that they can expect traffic delays and disruptions during the time because of a convoy that will leave Awaki and, of course, end up to Clifton Pier, but then on its route, luckily they're going to pass through West Bay Street and Saunders Beach roundabout. They're saying that's going to take about an hour to get from that point to that point. And then from Saunders Beach roundabout to Bahama Boulevard, that's going to take another hour and 50 minutes. And then from Bahama Boulevard to Gladstone Road roundabout, that's going to take about 30 minutes. And from Gladstone Road roundabout to Old Fort Bay roundabout, that's going to take about 3 hours and 27 minutes. And then from Old Fort Bay roundabout to Mount Pleasant, Western Road intersection, that's going to take another hour and 45 minutes. And then, of course, from Mount Pleasant, Western Road intersection to BPL Clifton Pier, that's another hour and 45 minutes. And they're saying, please plan your travel accordingly and follow any traffic control measures that will be put in place to ensure safety during this transportation exercise. So BPL is then purchase some more generators.
When is this transportation taking place?
Today and tomorrow.
What time?
6 p.m. Between the hours of 6 p.m. and 2 a.m.
6 p.m. this afternoon, this evening? Okay.
And 2 a.m. I've seen this happen before, you know, Sandra.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, because I watched it. Some huge generators.
Yeah.
Extremely huge. And they have to move them, you know, very gingerly through the streets. I guess that's why it's going to take so much time to do it. But I didn't know that they purchased new generators. Is that the reason why the Prime Minister is saying we'll see some relief in 2 weeks?
Perhaps that is the reason.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to have these delivered to the Clifton Pier station and then have these generators set up, placed on pods and connected, I mean, that takes a while.
Well, don't forget.
I don't know if we can see any relief during the summer.
We are the descendants of the people who built the pyramids.
This is true.
Who are we? Did we not build?
Are we Egyptians?
We are greater than the Egyptian. We are Nubians.
Okay.
All right?
So we get that skill.
We built the pyramids in Africa, and therefore this is a very easy process.
Senator, it's not that easy, I can tell you that.
And we didn't have, are you listening to me, Negro?
I'm listening, go ahead, man.
Any people who can build the pyramids, gotta could do that, okay?
Thank you, okay.
So we've been building pyramids and lifting heavy objects for over the last 6,000 years. So I am confident that the Progressive Liberal Party should be able to organize the transportation of these generators. If I was younger, I would go to Awaki to watch it, because that sounds like great excitement. It sounds like you should have your video. You should, put it on social media so that the world can see that we have new generators as we march towards officially the summer. And I think it's powerful. How that sound?
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, there's the launch for the Unstoppable Tour. That's going to be launched by the now leader of the Free National Movement. That's the Honorable Michael C. Pintard.
What is Michael Pintard launching?
An Unstoppable Tour, Road to Convention. So it is tonight. Today is the 23rd.
Where is he having it?
British Colonial Hilton, West Bay Street at 7 p.m.
And what is on the menu?
Ain't no menu, Santa. They just gonna have.
You mean to tell me?
When you say menu, you mean what's on the agenda?
No! What is on the menu?
What menu? The speaking engagement menu?
No, not that.
You talking about food menu?
Yes.
Man, you can't be serious, man.
Of course I'm serious.
You didn't think have food?
My spiritual advisor, how is it that Dr.
There's only one way to find out, eh?
How is it that Dr. Dwayne
Hey,
Sands?
it's only one way to find out.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm raising on. How does Dr. Dwayne
Let's show
Sands?
up, man. You won't go?
How does Dr. Dwayne Sands?
You won't go or what?
I'm talking now. Let me make my point. How does Dr. Dwayne Sands expect me, who have been working hard all day, to show up at that luxurious hotel and there's no food? Do they not know that all ministers had was food?
Really?
Yeah, man.
They laid the table before?
Ministers laid the table before them.
Wow.
All right?
All right, that's interesting.
So
food.
there has to be talk, eats, and drinks.
Okay.
Negotiation, eats, and drinks.
I can find out what's on the menu.
Skinning, eats, and drinks.
You want me to find out what's on the menu?
Find out what's
I
on
can find out what's on the
menu.
If
And
we know the venue, though.
huh?
We know the venue.
Yeah.
So let's find out what's on the menu.
Find out what is on the menu. I know what the agenda is, and yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay?
7 p.m. tonight.
It's at the Hilton Hotel.
The
Who
British
are
Colonial Hilton.
invited.
I don't know who all is invited.
Well, I'm
but
certain that citizens, every Bahamian must be invited to come.
yeah. But it does seem as if the majority of the people who supported Menace during his tenure as Prime Minister are now supporting Michael Pintard.
My spiritual advisor.
I saw
Yes.
something in the newspapers
Yes.
where it states that a lot of those folks
You
now...
ignored me.
Yeah,
I
that
told
was
you
interesting when I saw
yesterday-
that. Yeah.
Is the Tribune supporting my position?
One of the papers, I'll have to find it.
It's the Tribune.
I'll find it, yeah.
I told you that Mr. Dionuncio de Aguilar, he's hiding from menace. I told you that the man with the 2 passports, what's his name?
Frankie Campbell?
Frankie Campbell is
I don't know if they
hiding.
mentioned Frankie's name.
So don't worry about whether or not they're not real journalists. I am the journalist. They're not really FNM.
It says that Minister has been snubbed by his former cabinet. Wow.
Yeah.
Ex-ministers support Pintard in leadership race. So former Prime Minister, Dr. Ibrahim Menace, has little public support from the people he led in cabinet ahead of the FNM's one-day convention next month. With most people he appointed to executive roles telling the Tribune they support Michael Pintard for leader. Brenzel Rule, Lakeisha Parker Edgecombe, Darren Hillfield, Dion Folks, Ellsworth Johnson, Peter Tynecrest, Dr. Dwayne Sands, and Brent Simonet. Wow.
What about Crazy Thompson?
Kwesi, I don't see his name here on this front page.
Well, Crazy Thompson.
It's Crazy, Senator. Not,
Yes,
don't
I
call the
bet
man.
you.
Man, don't call the man crazy, man. Don't do that, Senator. Very nice,
My
man.
spiritual advisor.
It's Crazy.
Spell his
Crazy.
name. Spell it.
Crazy. K. Now, somebody sent it to my phone because the last time I spelled it incorrectly. Is it Q?
Oh, see.
No. Is it Q or K? Crazy, Q-A-S-I?
You want to?
I don't know.
You want to
I'm trying to figure out how do you spell
can't
Crazy
spell Crazy
I know
Thompson.
the C-R-A-Z-Y.
Goodness me.
All right? So I know it's not that. Senator,
Anyway.
don't do that to the man, okay?
I'm not doing anything
He's
to
a
him.
Bahamian who's been
Yes.
contributing to the politics
Crazy
of Bahama.
Thompson happens to
Why
be.
you call the man crazy,
I'm not
Senator?
calling him.
You know if it's one person,
I'm not-
should be called crazy, right?
Yeah. My spiritual advisor, Crazy Thompson, happens to be the first cousin of Dr. Minnis. And Crazy Thompson is supporting Michael Pintard.
Yes?
Yeah, but he can't openly
Are you
say
sure
that.
about that?
Take
See,
it from
now
me.
you see that? You say he can't openly, so you don't know.
My spiritual advisor, don't you see what the Tribune is
But
reporting?
they didn't call his name.
No, don't.
This is you assuming.
I
you see?
spoke about the various people yesterday who were not supporting or hiding.
How do you spell crazy? That's a K-W-A-S-I. Crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
Okay, Crazy Thompson.
Crazy Thompson. So, why are you laughing?
It's amazing.
It's a beautiful African name, Crazy Thompson. So, what Michael has on the menu?
I'm trying to get the information now.
Okay.
So,
Now, I think that's very important because Dr. Minnis had a wonderful menu. And Michael has to. Right. I thank the citizen who has sent me the name. My spiritual advisor, I have an F&M who
how do you
sent
spell
me
it?
a name.
How do you spell it?
Crazy is capital K
W-A-S-I.
S-I. Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting off on the man.
It's amazing, you know, just because you went to St. Augustine, you think that you are smarter than I am. But you're not.
I'm not.
Okay?
I'm not.
So what Michael is launching today? Come on now.
Unstoppable. I guess he says he's unstoppable, man. You can't stop him.
Okay.
It doesn't seem as if Dr. Minnis is going to beat him. It seems as if Michael Pintard is going to be returned as leader of the Free National Movement. So,
And
that's the way it seems.
is it true that there has been rumor all day that Dr. Minnis is scheduled to attend Michael's launching? If that happens, would that mean that he is submitting to Michael's leadership?
I think it's just good camaraderie. If he does that, it shows that Dr. Minnis has really been maturing over the years since he's not been in power to do something like that. He's run against him, but he still shows up to support, well, I guess, to show face at his unstoppable launch, which would be good. If Dr. Minnis shows up, I'll be proud of him if he does that.
What should Michael accept him?
Why not? Why not?
Okay.
Michael should shake his hand and say, "Listen, we're both F&Ms. You know, no love lost between us."
Should Michael ask him the magic
May
question?
the best man win.
Should he ask him the magic question?
Which is,
Dr. Minnis, do you accept my leadership?
they should have a debate. You know, I think that's what they really should. They should have a debate to see who really has not only the Free National Movement but the country at heart. If they do win the next general election, you know, I think that'll be interesting to hear the views.
Are you willing to host it?
Well, they know how to work it out, Santa. I'm not going to get involved in that, but they
Really?
know how to, yeah, they know how to do that.
You don't
so
think-
Crazy Thompson is basically he used to be a part of the East Grandmama. Eh?
Yeah, he's
Grandmama.
still a
Okay.
member of Parliament.
Okay.
He's Minnis' first cousin. And we are hearing report all morning that Crazy Thompson is not going to support Minnis.
Okay.
What are you receiving?
We can always talk about that another time. Anyhow, it is what it is. But listen, let's get back
Why are
to...
you cutting me off? Go ahead. What
Go
you
ahead.
want-
No, go ahead.
No. What you want to talk about? Go ahead.
In the newspapers today, the young man that was sentenced to 5 years in prison for 15 guns, a number of ammunition, a large quantity of drugs. A lot of Bahamians feel as if that sentence was not sufficient. But I do believe there are rules, as it relates. he went to the magistrate court or the Supreme Court?
Well, let's see. I think he was convicted at the.
Was he convicted or he just pleaded guilty?
Well, if you plead
guilty, if you plead guilty, you're not convicted, right?
yes, you are.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
you plead guilty.
Yeah.
And he gave he got
Well,
a
let's see what Monroe
5-year.
say. Monroe apparently has the information.
Mm.
Minister of National Security Wayne Monroe said yesterday the 5-year collective sentence given to a Negro man who admitted to dealing in drugs and guns was appropriate. Monroe said it was a better outcome than the man pleading not guilty in the Supreme Court and being granted bail. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. We'll be right back after the break. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor, and it is birthday time. Bradley?
Yeah, let's do this quickly. First off, Clara Bell Williams turns 89 years old today. Thursday, the 23rd of May. She served as a teacher with the Ministry of Education for over 45 years and retired as principal of Golden Gates Academy, a division of Golden Gates World Outreach Ministries, where she also serves as senior minister. An avid author, Dr. Clara has 3 published books. Happy birthday greetings coming from her sons, Erlen Jr., Fenton, Lyndon, Trevor, and Dion Williams, and her daughter, Dr. Kim Pulfor of Indiana, USA, and their spouses, many friends and relatives, grand and great-grandkids, nieces and nephews, and neighbors in the Sunset Park, and the church family. So happy birthday to Dr. Clara Bella Williams.
And I join my spiritual advisor in saluting Dr. Clara Bell Gibson Williams. She hails from Iltv. Happy birthday, my dear. Please save a piece of cake for me, my spiritual advisor.
All right, who else do we have? Besides, we have another birthday, the man in the wheelchair, do him? Okay, so we want to send a happy 90th birthday to Eugene Cartwright. Greetings coming from your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, and the entire family. Happy birthday, Eugene Cartwright. Do we have any congratulatory messages to send out? Okay, so Kim Dano DeVoe, happy anniversary to Kim and her husband, Dano DeVoe, celebrating 37 years. It's coming from your sister Jennifer Duncanson. And then we got a congratulations going out to Kaylin Rowe. She completed grade 6 at Nassau Christian Academy with honors. Congratulations. And from your mom, Camille Rowe, and your dad, Sergeant 1910, Lyndon Lex Rowe, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, and your nana, and the class of NCA 2024. So congratulations, Kaylin. Your parents are really very, very proud of you, to say the least. Of course, you would have completed grade 6 at the NTA, Nassau Christian Academy. You did it with honors. Congratulations, all the best. You continue to excel, continue to shine as your parents, Sergeant 1910, Lyndon Lex Roll, your brothers, sisters, aunts, and uncles celebrate with you. Congratulations. All right. I think...
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
That's it, Senator.
Yeah. Well, folks, when we took the adjournment, I was telling you what the Minister of National Security, Wayne Munro, had to say as it relates to people who have been punished, and he was talking about a Pacific case. This is a Negro man who had been convicted, having been found in possession of many, many weapons. He got 5 years. Munro think that that was reasonable. Taking into consideration, Munro argued that he could have pleaded not guilty in the Supreme Court, granted bail, and it would take a long time before the matter come to court. Certainly, I would want to respectfully disagree with my minister. Does he not know that Allison Maynard teaches about quick justice?
Swift.
Swift. Thank you, my spiritual advisor. Allison teaches about swift justice, which means that a defendant may plead guilty, is granted bail, but the judiciary is to be so organized, it is to have sufficient judges, it is to be so efficient that within weeks, that citizen will be hauled before the court for a trial. But to argue that if he had not pleaded guilty and he had pleaded not guilty and had been granted bail, we don't know when his case would come to trial. That is not a good excuse. It means that we have to start a revolution in our courts, and we have to rebuild the court. And we have to tell the Lord Chief Justice, Sir Ian Binder, that we demand the teaching of Allison Maynard when she was Attorney General, that there be swift justice, because there might be some citizens who may not take a plea bargain and may have heard what the minister say, that if you plead not guilty, the court and its structure is so inefficient, so undependent, that Negro would be lost in the system, and certainly that is not a good thing. So, my spiritual advisor.
Yeah, now, Sandra, I'm understanding, right? When you look at this scenario here, there's a couple things we could discuss here about what happened with this young man. These 15 guns, the amount of ammunition he had, and of course the amount of drugs, right? I'm going to understand that the Firearms Act, right? Section 9A provides for the charge of possession of firearms with intent to supply. If a person is presumed to be in possession with the intent to supply, if he has in his possession like 2 or more firearms, right? Or if he have like 25 or more rounds of ammunition, all right, without a firearm certificate, well, license. The penalty upon conviction in a magistrate court, I understand, is between 4 and 7 years. All right?
Okay.
Now, the penalty upon conviction in the Supreme Court is different, I understand. It could range anywhere between 10 to 15 years, right? Now, in this case, I'm thinking that this gentleman should at least, he should have at least been given the 7-year sentence.
Well, let us not forget that a judge, a magistrate, is called upon to use their discretion.
Okay.
So I don't know what the magistrate saw. He may have seen things.
Never convicted before, never charged.
He may, right?
Clean record.
I don't know.
This. Him, facing court time.
Maybe.
Things of that nature.
Or perhaps the line magistrate may have needed to see the case of John Boswick. How did that turn out? Do you recall?
With the bullet?
Yeah.
I think they discharged John Boswick, eh?
Really?
Did he? But he never went to jail.
Well, that's because he paid a $15,000
He paid a fine.
fine.
Did he do any community service?
Well, the line retired, who should I say, Governor General, Sir Arthur Folks, the Lord Bishop, I think, of the Anglican Church.
They pardoned him?
They all petitioned the court to have mercy on John. I'm advised that they may have said to the court that John is not as sinful, right? So I don't know. Perhaps what we need to do is look at John Boswick's conviction.
But did he prove that
his
I think
sentence?
those bullets were planted in his bag, right?
Now, let me warn you. Let me warn you. The FNM has alleged that one of your best friends had planned those bullets. And it would be disgraceful for you to come on this TV and push that propaganda.
No,
because your best friend...
I had a word with him. I had a word with John, right?
No, I'm not talking about John. And he's listening to us. And I just want...
Why they plant those bullets on him, man? Why they did
no
that?
bullets were planted on him. And if you have evidence, then raise your right hand and let me swear you in now. All right? You stop that. All right? No bullets was planted on John. But there's no evidence of that. And let us not forget, John went to Grand Bahama.
I think they're just trying to stop John political...
That is not true. No FNM would plant... It's a lie.
He may have been a threat to somebody.
We in the FNM will never plant any gun or bullet on any of Janet's children.
What would he need those bullets for? He doesn't have a weapon to suit those bullets.
My spiritual advisor, why are you doing that?
I mean, that's just my...
Don't you know, you don't remember the evidence? John was born in...
I have to look at the case.
John was born in 1968. I think that's when he was born.
So he's 56.
I think that's when he was born. And they confuse a gun permit of his father. John could not have had...
John Boswick Sr.
Yeah, John could not have had a gun permit because John was a baby. And any commissioner of police, let me say it
sure.
right publicly now, if I have evidence of any commissioner of police now or in the future who gives a baby a gun permit, I'll have to case that commissioner of police out. So John never got any permit. All right? Now, I want you to leave this case alone because they accuse us in the FNM of doing it.
Yeah.
And no
They
FNM.
set John up, eh? That's a serious
Well, I
thing,
thank
right?
God we as FNMs, we can't blame it on the PLP. The PLP was clean. Christie was the Prime Minister. Christie would not do that. You would recall when Edmund Moxie died and Christie as Prime Minister walked into the Anglican Church, and when he saw Janet Boswick and saw how upset she was, Christie put one piece of kissing on her. I was so happy that both of them were members of the same Christian denomination.
Now listen, why do we have this term concurrently still in our system? Is
Well-
there any way we can get rid of this? Because when you look at this young man having guns 15, bullets more than this, drugs more than that, he only got 5 years.
Well, there is another word, you know.
Because of this term concurrent.
No, you have concurrently and consecutively. The judge decided that he will give him a sentence, identical sentence, for two different crimes, but concurrently. If
So
he
seven
said,
together.
if he said consecutively, it would mean he would end up with 10 years. But if he
Right.
say, I'm sentencing you for crime A, 5 years, crime B, 5 years, and that is to run concurrently, then it means that you only end up spending 5 years
Yes,
for
I
the
understand
two.
that, right.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it had this magistrate felt as if this man would have deserved more than 5 years, then you think he could afford him to the Supreme Court?
He perhaps could have, but I don't think that's a good idea. I think the
Why is that?
convicting magistrate should be the person who sentenced. That is what I think.
So as a result of that, you got a couple scenarios now.
The government
right?
could have prosecuted him at the Supreme Court unless he had a choice. You follow my point?
Why did he end up in the magistrate court though?
Well, he may have had a choice. He may have. I don't know. You would recall that when Alison Maynard prosecuted me, I had a choice.
So what, the
In my matter,
dead picture?
if she took me to the Supreme Court, my fine was $250. In the magistrate court, my fine was $250. So which one do you think I chose?
The one for $250 you choose the Supreme Court?
Wherever she took me, it was
So it
$250.
doesn't matter to you then?
In the magistrate court, it was
The
$250.
Supreme Court?
In the Supreme Court, it was
So
$250.
you chose the Supreme Court so you could win your case?
I chose the Supreme Court because the fine I could not suffer if I was convicted at the Supreme Court level. It was $250. When they locked me up, I had $249.50.
Anyhow, in this case here, Sandra, I don't know, it does seem as if we need to revisit the penalty regime. And via...
Show the spiritual
there-
advisor that video.
There should be stricter penalties
I
for
quite
these,
agree with you.
You know what I mean? Because you can have young men making up their mind. They can be like, okay, with all this stuff you got caught with, right? Man,
Yeah.
he only served 5 years. Man, I can take a chance.
Now the American Congress
You
is
know?
undermining the rule of law here in
Take a
the
chance if I can
Caribbean.
if I can get something through for $5 million, right? Man, I'll take a chance and spend 5 years, which is only what, 8 months?
But 5 years is a long time to go to jail. I wouldn't want to go to jail.
Yeah, that can go.
for
5 years.
years.
Don't forget now the PLP.
For young people,
It's already been in power for 3 years, you know.
right?
So 2 more years and that 5
It's
years up.
election.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seemed very quick to me.
It is quick. 5 years is election.
So if you get a big bust through, whatever you call it, I don't know what they call it, right? $5 million. Yeah, man. You take a chance. I do 5 years, and I come out. I get $5 million to spend.
no.
It's
The
worth it.
law-
I mean, I may lose 5
the
years
law
of my
makes
life.
provision to
confiscate it?
confiscate it.
Really?
Who allow people to commit crime and let them keep the money?
Them fellas may hide some of that money, man.
No. We don't allow you to commit a crime and keep the money. If we have evidence of where the money is seized. All right? Don't forget that. Do we have that video? Yes. So we can see what the Americans are doing as they undermine the rule of law in certain parts of the Caribbean. And I want the Americans to stop it. I want the Americans to stop it because I'm becoming suspicious, and the rule of law must prevail, and those who are found in any of our jurisdictions in which Charles III is king, I want the law to prevail. Yeah, and I demand that the law prevails. Other than that, I will have no other choice but to petition Buckingham Palace. All right? I will have no other choice but to petition Buckingham Palace. And that's what I like about having a king. You know, I can petition. I can either go straight to Buckingham Palace or go to Government House and petition Dame Cynthia Pratt. I can imagine my petition. Your Excellency, Cynthia Pratt, God save the king. And I just tell Dame Cynthia what all I'm upset about and ask her if she would forward it to Buckingham Palace so that King Charles would be aware that in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas there is a Negro citizen who's faithful, who's loyal to His Majesty and the whole royal family. And I don't like, Your Majesty, what the Americans are doing in undermining the rule of law in one of the King's colony. That's the Turks and Caicos. And I'm certain that the King, perhaps using his Prime Minister, will contact the President of the United States of America and tell Joseph Biden that that is not a nice thing to do. So that's what's going on. Do you have the video? Huh? Well, show it.
Morning, a high-stakes hearing for Tyler Wenrick, one of 5 Americans facing 12 years behind bars in Turks and Caicos for carrying ammunition to the island that they all say they didn't know they had. A bipartisan congressional delegation meeting with island officials Monday on behalf of the detained Americans, saying they proposed other consequences for breaking the law.
Instead of you being charged underneath the national law, you can be charged underneath Customs Act, which is simply a fine, and you're expelled from the country.
Long a popular tourist destination for Americans, in recent years, Turks and Caicos has strengthened gun laws following an increase in gun-related violence and weapons trafficking. 45-year-old Sharita Greer detained just 8 days ago on a Mother's Day trip with her daughters. The Florida mother and grandmother taken into custody after ammunition was also found in her bag on her way back to the States. Greer says she was handcuffed to a chair for 3 nights at the police station.
I never experienced anything like that.
She is now living with 2 of the other detained Americans, Brian Hagerich and Ryan Watson, as all 3 await their days in court.
They are my forever family. And with all of this stuff happening, I'm just thankful. And my family back home is thankful.
So I want the Bahamas to see how it is done. In the Turks and Caicos, we are catching Americans, and they're not coming with plenty weapon. They got 1, 2 bullets, and watch what they do. You arrest the Americans, you put a handcuff on them, and you handcuff them to the chair, and they won't escape because they are shocked over the level of primitivity. They can't believe, goodness of mercy, it's an island nation, and they got me handcuffed to a chair. But my government can't do anything. My government can't invade. And they're shocked about it because the Americans wouldn't dare invade the Turks and Caicos because the king has a wonderful armed force. Yeah, the British armed forces, and the Americans wouldn't do that because Britain and America are allies. So I want us to do the same thing. I want us to catch everybody who comes with a bullet into the country, weapon, and we could do like how the Turks and Caicos do it. If we don't have enough space, we handcuff you to a chair, all right? Or we handcuff you to the door of the cell. I think it's beautiful, and I think it's exotic. Can you imagine? The most powerful nation on the earth, the Turks and Caicos, is locking up their citizen, sitting them in a chair with a handcuff, and all the armed force that the American has, they are prepared to obey the Turks and Caicos law. I think it's beautiful. It's good for democracy. It's good for the rule of law. And I think it's something that we should learn. So I call on the Commissioner of Police to start catching everybody who's in possession of illegal weapons, ammunition, and just handcuff them to chairs. If you ain't got enough cell, you handcuff them to a chair. And at the Central Police Station, they have some beautiful chairs there, or benches. Just handcuff them there until we can get them to the King's prison. I think it's powerful. Any more comments you want to make?
No, that's all right, Sandra.
This is powerful.
Move on to something else.
Have you been able to contact the Hilton Hotel to find out what is the menu?
Man, Sandra, it's all you want toady.
How do you mean if I want told? I used to pay dues, you know.
718-954.
I used to pay dues in the F&M, and they throw me out. Nobody consulted me. All my money they took from me. And in my case, I used to pay straight to the Royal Bank. That's where our account is, you know.
So now you're trying to make up some time.
Yeah, I want to carry a little grocery bag. I don't know. I want to see if Michael's menu is better than Minnie's menu. And then I want to hear whether or not Michael's philosophy is better than Minnie's philosophy.
Like I tell you, it's only one way to find out, Santa.
What do you suggest?
Show up. Let's show up.
You want to take me?
Let's show up. Let's go to Michael Pentard.
You'll take me?
Unstoppable. Santa, I can't take you anywhere. You'll be able to go.
Jesus of mercy.
You should be able to go.
I have a video camera.
Call your aide.
I want you to video for me. You can video for me.
Ask your aide to take you to this Michael Pentard Unstoppable send-off, whatever you call it.
And where's this now?
The Hilton.
What time?
7 p.m.
Will you drive me there?
Santa, I don't go to those things, man. All right?
So you're not coming?
No, man.
Really? You're with Ministry now.
I don't bother with
I
stuff
want
like
Michael to
stuff
know.
like that, man.
Bradley is with Doc. You with Doc, eh?
Brian is with Doc, man. Brian McCartney say, I'll join F&M when Minutes wins. I don't understand that. So if Minutes doesn't win, he's not going to join.
Well, if Menace doesn't win, we will not accept
So he
him.
really have no intention of joining the F&M then.
Yes, he does have intention to.
But the hinge on him joining is Dr. Minutes winning the leadership race.
That's discussing. Why should he and his family not live good?
Granville McCartney.
That must be an example for those of you who have relative in politics. Side with your relative, okay? That's what Brian is going to do. Meanwhile, we're trying to talk with Mr. What is the name of Mr. Independent? What is his full name?
Who?
Mr. Independent.
Who's that?
The Johnson man.
Oh.
What's his name?
Marlon Johnson?
Marvin Johnson.
Marvin?
Yeah, Marlon.
Marlon Johnson, okay.
We're trying to reach Marlon Johnson from the DNA. Marlon Johnson is upset and he wants Brian to return to the DNA. So there's going to be a lot of row in the country. All right? This is Finna March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the Turks and Caicos Island. God save King Charles III and the entire Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. Today, a police officer, Chief Superintendent Christopher Wright, he received a state, or should I say a military funeral at St. Agnes Anglican Church. We want to salute him. He was a fine police officer. In fact, some people describe him as perhaps one of the best detectives in the Royal Bahamas Police Force. You would recall, I think it was on the 11th of July, 2010, when everybody was searching for the barefoot bandit, an American youth who had escaped the jurisdiction of the United States, jumped in a plane and was flying all over the America and the Caribbean, and then finally somehow he got here in the Bahamas, and he was breaking into many homes on Harbor Island. And Chief Superintendent Christopher Wright, it was him and his men who arrested the barefoot bandit on the 11th of July 2010. And as you are aware, a lot of legend, a lot of songs has been created. And among the cultural songs that has been created is that the late Chief Superintendent Christopher Wright caught him because he was hungry, and he gave him some conch salad and a calic bear, and that is how he was able to capture him, have him transported to the island of New Providence, and then subsequently he was charged locally, convicted, fined $300 after all the things that he had done in the Bahamas. An official of the United States Embassy came to our magistrate court, paid the $300 fine, and he was then turned over to American officials, who then flew him into the United States, where he was further arrested and charged and sentenced to prison. I think it's a little story that should be told. And there have been many police officers who have played a very colorful role, and many legends, many stories, many myths have been created. So we want to salute the memory of Chief Superintendent Christopher Wright, and may he rest in peace. I thank you, Mr. Producer, my spiritual advisor.
All right, so we're going to open the lines now, or you want to do some ads?
Yeah, do one or two ads, yeah.
All right, let's go. Money Max. Okay, so tired of waiting in lines? Wait no more. Download the Money Max today. Today's not. Yes, download the Money Max app today. The powerful application that enables you to pay all your utility bills, purchase top-up, spend $1 with $1 enable, merchants, and much more. Sign up for convenience with Money Max. The app is available on the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. So Money Max, live your max life.
This is powerful, very powerful indeed.
Let's do SHSS.
Yeah,
electrical.
might as well do another one.
And Western Air as well.
Yeah.
Whichever one you can put up quickly.
Okay, my spiritual advisor.
All right, so
See which one that is there.
let's see. This one is on Money Max.
Yes.
Everyone needs to send money. Send money always internationally and locally through Western Union with Money Max. Download the Money Max app today. Send cash instantly to family member or friend. Anytime, anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app's available on the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. Money Max. Live your max life.
This is powerful. This is powerful indeed.
SHSS electrical.
All right.
And then
yeah. So right over there. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's do Western Air.
Oh, I thought it was Western Air you did just now.
That's Money Marks. Western Air, dreaming of an island escape. Western Air makes it easy. Fly with us to North Illustra on our daily non-stop flights. Enjoy the convenience of affordable fares, top-notch service, and reliable schedules. Whether you're planning a family vacation or a quick getaway, Western Air has you covered. Book your tickets today at westernAirBahamas.com and experience the island adventure you've been waiting for. Western Air. Enjoy your journey.
This is powerful.
Okay, so show me that SHSS electrical.
Yeah. Right over here.
Let's see, we're right here. You're
SH.
pointing the wrong place. SHSS Electrical. Nobody has better prices on electrical supplies other than SHSS Electrical. Whether it's Square D products, switches, combos, breakers, breaker panels, electrical wires, and meter cans, you'll find everything you need at SHSS Electrical. Dial them today. The number is 605-7777. That's 605-7777. Visit them on Chesapeake Road in the former Minute Muffler building. SHSS Electrical. You can also pick up ceiling fans and outdoor fans as well. Also, you can also pick up floodlights. So that's SHSS Electrical. Visit them on Chesapeake Road in the former Minute Muffler building.
Thank
All
you.
right. Great.
Well, folks, we haven't paid those bills. I've had today a number of citizens who have been complaining over the fact that they went to the government eye clinic. One lady called, she complained how she had taken her mother to the eye clinic, only for when she arrived there on Soldier Road, she was told that it has been canceled and she's been given a date to February. So I will say to the public that which I've said to her: listen, please don't be upset. Just register at the many government clinics or register with me. Your names will be submitted. The Minister of Health will receive them. And when these experts come into the country, you will be contacted. Meanwhile, the program as it relates to moving people to Cuba continues. But it's a big, big list, and my suggestion is please don't be upset. Let us continue to work towards getting it done. This is powerful. Bradley?
We're going to open the lines. We got about 18 minutes to entertain some calls. So call us 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775 and 698-0776. So the lines are officially open. You can call us. The main line, 323-7775, 698-0775 or 698-0776. You can also text us, I think, if you don't want to call. The text line is 323-7775 as well. So do we have any calls? Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live. Yeah, go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
So,
We might as well send a guy to Texas Island then.
who's that?
The one who gets 5 years.
If he was in the Turks and Caicos, he would have gotten 12 years, at least.
At least that would have been better.
Yes, I agree.
All that stuff and only 5 years and no sentence.
Yeah.
That's a slap in the police face.
Yeah, it's
They might as
terrible.
well leave him on the road.
Well,
Well, you couldn't do
it's
that.
better 5 years
Yeah,
than
to leave that
no
stuff on the road.
years.
Yeah, you couldn't do that.
I mean, spiritual wise, all of that gun plus the ammunition.
Yes, they were
5
confiscated. Yeah, the stuff was confiscated, which is good. And then he's spending some time. All right. And then he has a record that will last a long time.
Yes. So special wise, somebody getting paid.
Well, no, we can't say that. But that's what happened, okay?
Okay then.
All right. You take care. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. We have any more calls? Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to compliment the staff members at the eye clinic on Soldier Road. I heard you said something about them just now.
Yes.
Those persons in there are amazing.
Where's that?
And it's not much government-run entities that you can say that about. The only thing I would say, though, is they could just try to get persons out of the clinic in less than 3 hours. That would be great. But the staff members they're amazing.
No, I accept your position that they are amazing. They're doing a wonderful job. I've met them. One of the senior person, I knew her when she was a little girl. What I was complaining about is the fact you're told today is your day. Then when you arrive, you're told, we've been trying to WhatsApp you and we didn't reach you. We want you to know we have to cancel it. Come back in February. That is frustrating. I'm not blaming them for that.
I get it. I just wanted to give them a shout out.
You're doing a wonderful job. Take it from me. I join you in saluting them, and I'll have you to know that one of the senior women, I met with her, she got a shock of her life when she said, do you know who I am? And when she said who she was, I told her who her ma was, who her pa is, and all her family. She was stunned. But your point is well taken. You're a wonderful citizen. Let's continue to support the professionals, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, too.
You're welcome. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Yeah, good day.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to let John know. I just called the family listening to the show, and he's inquiring on something. Like the minister, not in the minister, they need to do better with the society of the Bahamas again. They see they come over these kind of left legislation. I understand that, but then you gotta sweep your doorstep. You can't just target a young man. You gotta put them in a position of weight and whatever. Not everyone you can't class as the same. Yeah, you have some bad apple, but you have no lead out from the top, which is in the government's facility first.
Well, if you do have evidence of any government official who is involved in corruption, you have two approach and two forms of attack. One, you go to the Commissioner of Police, and two, you go into the community and you organize people to protest.
Yes, sir.
And so you have to make sure, though, that when you accuse a man of a crime, that you have evidence. We can't call a man a crook just because he got cockeyed or he ugly. You follow my point?
Yes, sir.
You got to make sure you have evidence. Other than that, people can sue.
Yes, sir.
But you're a wonderful citizen. I'm happy that you are concerned about.
I'm concerned about everything.
Everything.
It's just sickening.
Yes.
Necessary killing, and then you get young children who growing up and all that stuff. It's sickening after BMF.
Yes.
But then on top of the also like the jail facility too.
The what?
The jail facility.
Okay.
I have a nephew who was part of that jail facility is sickening.
Yeah, it's deplorable, yeah.
As for the taxpayers, man, it's sickening.
Yeah.
The food, in terms of the food, they only get feed in 10, 15 hours. They get feed like 11 o'clock for breakfast. Then they get feed 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Who's this now? Who getting feed this time?
Just the inmates.
Well, we have to encourage our sons and daughters to recognize it isn't a hotel, it isn't perfect, so let's keep out of trouble.
Yes, you understand, but then you gotta understand things that's happening, so you just can't understand.
There are some things that we can't. Yes, I'm with you. Every time I have a complaint that.
I'm not recommend it.
Yeah, whenever there's a complaint, I make sure I report it to the minister. And
I was a big running show, but the day I was standing in prison, the kids told me started killing no cookie, and it's hard to pay for these food. People charging $50 and I can't even cook or plate of food for movement, yeah.
Okay, well, we have to just talk with officials to find out how we can improve that. But the key point I'm trying to make to you is we have to say to our sons and daughters, it is not a hotel, life isn't perfect, for heaven's sake, stay out of trouble.
It's that dope, man. What you big dog?
Well, then you must join me in telling the government. Well, you must join me in telling the government not to legalize dope.
I use you with the anti-dope.
Well, okay, you're a good man. Give me a call when you have free time. Thank you very much, eh?
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Okay.
323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March Call. Your life.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bunker.
Hello, my dear.
How are you on this? I hope it becomes a rainy day. This is Shanika.
Hey, Shanika, how are you?
I am wonderful, sir.
This is
yes,
powerful.
Good afternoon, Mr. Advisor.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Mr. Bunker, I believe that the gentleman that got the punishment, I believe his punishment is in congruency with what he has done.
Okay.
Because some people might think that it was unfair, but they have to think about the longevity of it.
Yes.
A part of his freedom basically was taken away. He cannot travel. When you put something on someone's record, especially of that type of magnitude, he won't be able to travel. And for me, not being able to travel is like not being able to breathe.
Well,
So
that isn't totally true because I don't travel. All right? I don't travel. And last night they were traveling and the plane dropped 6,000 feet, broke one person's neck, killed an Englishman, break the woman's back, and damage her children.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. But you think about the longevity of it, he wouldn't be able to really get a job like that too when people see that. So it's a lot of things that judge was thinking about that some people may have had a problem because of the amount of years. But look at the stamp that is done upon his personhood. It has, in and of itself, has confined him somewhat even in society. And I believe she's done that in hope to rearrange his behavior. So I think she did, or he did, a good call on that one. That's all I wanted to say, sir.
We thank you.
All right after that flight.
We thank you very much.
Right, take care. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live. Caller, you there?
Hello, yes.
Something's wrong with your call. You want to switch a line?
No, I don't have to on the phone.
Talk then, talk.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Calling because I've locked up for 3 days. Okay, they stopped me for 2 warrants, and 2 of warrants to my name. And the next to court, they went in the back and pulled 5 warrants. Warrant 2006, 2005, 2011,
These are warrants?
No, we can't.
They're warrants?
Warrants.
Okay. There's a way to solve that. Go to listen to me because we're having difficulty with you.
Yeah,
the way to solve that is tomorrow morning. Go to the Sudden Street Police Station. Go to the warrant section. Go and see the man who's in charge of warrant. Show him proof
that you paid.
That you paid your fine.
So they can take it out of the system.
All right, and have it taken out of the system. If he isn't satisfied, then go to the court and have the court pull the file. Okay. Listen, anything with COVID, don't vote for Minutes as leader of the FNM. Blame all of that on Minutes. Now go to the Sudden Police Station tomorrow.
Thank you, caller. We're sorry we couldn't hear you properly. Okay, sorry about that. 323-7775.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon. Welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Good afternoon, Mr. Senator.
Sir.
Yes.
And good afternoon, Spiritual Advisor.
We got you.
Spiritual Advisor and Senator Bunker. Young man would get 5 years for 15 guns. He do the right thing because here it is. It's not only they want to get arrested, They went home until they arrest his mother. So if I was in his position, I would have pleaded guilty.
How much years did his mother get?
A senator say sometimes you go before the judge, and the judge, your discretion, sometimes some judge is being in a bad mood and some is being in a good mood.
How much years did his mother get?
I wasn't going to take no chance.
How much years?
Not guilty.
How much years?
I plead not guilty, and my mother plead not guilty. Sometimes they don't give you bail right away. They will remand you.
Yeah.
They remand you, and I can't be in big jail and my mother in a female prison.
Okay.
So he do the right thing. So once he plead guilty, then automatically they discharge, acquit his mom.
They didn't know.
So he did the right thing. So that.
Did you hear it with my spiritual?
They didn't.
The monkey was right. Sometimes some judges don't be in a good mood, and some be in a bad mood.
His mother's not discharged though. She has to return to court.
No, but what I'm trying to say, I'm spiritual advisor. What I'm trying to say, she's not going to be convicted. You see, because he pleaded guilty. So the charge is going to drop against his mom when she go back to court.
Okay.
Now,
Well, let's see what happens.
So that's law. That's how law is.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon, Senator.
Sir.
Your last two callers. The Minister of, what is Mr. Monroe's position again?
National Security.
The Minister of National Security and sickness, and I think the magistrate are in error.
Be careful now.
They need to think about it before they call to make an opinion. When 5 years in this country is just over 3 years in terms of prison. He may even get off on good behavior, which will give him even less. And to say he cannot travel, like you say, Mr. Marcus, some people are not interested in traveling. He was doing criminal activity, so it didn't matter to him. And for the last gentleman, no, his mother was not acquitted. She just didn't plead guilty like the son, but according to the arrest record, she is just as guilty as him. You understand? So her sentencing will come later. You understand? And the Minister of National Security was talking on conjecture as to what the Supreme Court or another judge may do. And that is, it is in error for guessing or doing something like that. He must let the law and the courts take its course. You can't say, but what if they let him go? Or no. That is pure speculation.
All right, thank you, caller.
Thank you.
All right, take care. All right, we don't have any more calls, Sandra. That's some interesting views and opinions there.
Yeah.
323-7775. Main Street falls in what constituencies?
Main Street could possibly be either in Angliston and or Marathon. Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm not too sure, caller. I really couldn't say. Main Street, how far down on Robertson Road is Main Street?
Tell him he got 2 MP. It's either Marathon or Angliston. All right?
All right, yeah, it's either Marathon or... Okay, no problem. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. Sandra, when is Father's Day? Because apparently somebody wants to give both you and I a gift.
Well, for me, tell them Father's Day is every day. Because I have to play father every day.
Yeah, they want to give you, this is Vasco Bastian wants to give you, for your Father's Day gift, he wants to give you a free tank of gas.
How many tank of gas he owes me now? Because I haven't been for any of them. And
you serious?
Yeah. You been for any?
Well, what I do is I would give it to my sister. Because she's back and forth taking care of
what I do
my
is
mother's demands, you see?
What I do is I give it to the government. Whenever I go for it, I give it to the government. And I think he owes...
Why would you give gas to the government when the government owns all the gas?
My spiritual advisor.
So you know what?
I'm supporting...
Why don't you give it to me?
No, I'm supporting...
Why don't you give the gas to me?
Why don't you listen? I'm supporting the PLP, even though I'm the FNM.
Let me ask you a question. Why don't you be a nice guy and give me the gas?
My spiritual advisor, I'm giving it to the
won't give,
government.
you won't give me the gas.
I'm giving it to the government.
I sometimes reward my sister by giving her my gas.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So why you don't give me your gas?
Because I give it to the government.
But I don't know what kind of
Why
man
is it that you don't want me to give the government the gas?
What you give the government gas for?
How you mean? I give the gas to the government. Gallons of gas every time he gives me gas.
Don't give the gas.
He got about 5 or 6 tank of gas for me. All right? And I have to ask them. Anyway, folks.
We're at the end of the show.
Tabasco.
Don't give him the gas, Vasco.
I can't wait for Father's Day.
Give the gas to the government.
I want the gas to be given to the government. This is Freedom March. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save the King. God save the people of the Turks and Caicos. God save the King. Do well, everybody.
Until tomorrow.
Michael Pintard. I come in to see what y'all doing tonight.